In pretty much every religion and every culture around the world, there is a time in which people give thanks. And they give thanks to be grateful for what they've received. And gratitude in the West has become very much a big deal, particularly in sort of the New Age movements. And in the last 30 or 40 years, we've discovered that gratitude is actually an experience that is really beneficial to you as a human being and to your physiology and so forth. Okay. But I think in some ways we skip over what comes before gratitude. And what comes before gratitude is receiving. You can't be grateful for something unless you've received something. And that process of receiving something requires a certain quality that many people are not familiar with and really not particularly comfortable with, which is this thing we call vulnerability. And often we see vulnerability as the ability to enter into a situation in an authentic way in terms of who we are. And part of that authenticity really is the openness to receive. So let me give you an example. Anybody who's been a parent who has had to teach their kids how to say thank you. Somebody gives you something, somebody does something for you, somebody compliments you in some way, and you are taught to say thank you. And so you do. When you're 2, when you're 3, and when you're 4, you say thank you. You get a gift, you say thank you. And then one day, someone does something for you, and you realize what it means to receive, and you say, oh, thank you. Okay? There's a difference there. First part is rote, second part is experiential. You get it. You understand what it means to receive. The reason in the West, and certainly in the United States, that becomes difficult, particularly for men, and I think this is both genders have a problem in different ways. Women, in many ways, are not allowed to receive because it's their job to give. Men are not allowed to receive because it's their job to be stoic in some way, shape, or form. So we have a tough time with this idea of receiving. But if we don't allow that, then the gratitude that we express is pretty hollow. It's an intellectualization of, oh yeah, I live in a country where people aren't dropping bombs on me, and I have a house and I have a family and so on. And I should be grateful for that. And so I'm going to say I'm grateful for that. And at some level, I really am. But I'm not really going to experience it. So what's interesting about this is that in order to really get any benefit from your dreams, you have to be able to receive. You have to be vulnerable enough to listen to yourself. And this is within you. This is not really even expressing it to someone else, right? Because what happens? You create through your imagination a dream. And that dream is based on the knowledge of your soul that is trying to pull you into the next larger version of who you are. In order to receive that gift from yourself, you need to become, number one, aware of the dream, and number two, allow yourself to live in that dream, to not demand that you extract some meaning from it. So you get up here, just like I'm grateful because I know I should be grateful. No, what you do is you take from that dream the emotional experience of it and you live in it. You allow the dream to be alive in you so that you can receive, okay? So that you can receive whatever the message is from that dream to you. Now, there's a beautiful dream that I think I've told before, but it seems appropriate to me in this time of year and in the context of this video. So there's a man who had this dream, and here's how it goes. He's leaving a class of a teacher that he really reveres, and he's walking out into a marketplace. And it's a marketplace somewhere, it feels like it's in the Middle East, and it feels like it's hundreds of years ago. And he has a little bag. And in the little bag, he has gold tokens. And he's handing them out one by one. And all of a sudden, there's a teacher appears and says, no, don't do that. Take a handful and throw them into the air. And he person in the dream says, well, no, because some of them will fall and they'll get lost. And the teacher says, trust me on this. So the man takes a handful of coins and he throws them into the air and he looks out and he sees that every single one of them is caught. And then everyone who has caught a coin of his throws their own coins. And they're all different colors. And he catches one of each. It's a dream about receiving. It's a dream about taking that chance to be open to an experience that you don't know, that you're not aware of in terms of what's going to happen if you actually open yourself to receive. So I think the task for all of us, and in particularly at this point in time in the year, is to be open to receiving so that we can be grateful, because gratitude is important. Gratitude is really a way in which we can see each other and receive from each other. So, in a funny way, we all have to go back to being 3, 4, and 5 and recapture that experience of truly being grateful for what we received. So that's what I wish for you these days. Take care of yourself.